Hi, I'm Baba.
Hi, I'm Yas.
This is
The Kick Unity Podcast.
Roll That Intro.
Whatever you like. You can have whatever you like.
All right, my name is Yas.
My name is Baba.
Welcome to the Kick Unity Podcast. We have an amazing episode 2. Yes, we have an amazing guest today. He has probably one of the coolest names, I would say, in the hobby. And we will definitely try to get more info about how he calls himself the Mao Whisperer.
How he came about, huh?
Mao Whisperer.
Mao Whisperer.
Yeah, so hey, Mao, welcome so
to the
much
show.
for joining us.
Thanks for having me here, guys.
Okay, man.
So let's go right out of the gate. Why Mao Whisperer?
Okay, so when I started collecting, it wasn't like sports right away.
Okay.
Mhm.
So I think even Ice also started with TCG roots,
Yep.
right? So we started Pokemon. Then I think right when I started, it was during this phase where there was the evolution, evolving skies,
I
right?
understand.
Mhm.
Right, people was always saying, "Oh, this is a very hard set to get," right? Then I just want to prove people wrong. I just want to collect the entire set, right? Then I think I saw someone who say like they don't know what whisperer. They say, "Oh, Eevee is like a cat lah." So in Chinese, Mao is cat.
So cat whisperer lah.
Yeah, cat whisperer.
Understand. Okay.
To get the Eevee out of the packs.
I always thought that you said Mao was because of Chairman Mao. Legit.
But why
We
you need to
did
whisper to
his
the
poster
chairman?
That's right.
We did his poster as the Chairman Mao
Exactly.
for Hobby Night one.
It works lah.
It works.
That's interesting though. I mean, you talked a little bit about, your roots in TCG in general, right? Tell us about, why you even wanted to start collecting TCG in the first place. Like,
All honesty, I think it started close to 2 years plus ago.
okay.
Was literally on leave for about 1.5 months at home.
Okay.
I was bored.
Well, COVID.
No, I think was post-COVID already. Just
Oh.
nice post-COVID already. But then I think my wife just gave birth. Then it was also a good time to be at home to... We can't really travel with a young
Yes,
kid.
I understand.
Yep, correct.
3 months, very hard to travel.
Yep.
Because he was born in September, I think.
Okay.
What do you do at home? Scroll TikTok. Hey, what's this?
Wow.
Oh, you mean you can buy packs?
Interesting.
Die lah. That's where you die.
Yeah, that's the start of
The
it.
beginning of the end.
Wow. I mean, I would never thought that boredom would be the reason why.
Yeah,
you
Really
started
boredom.
this,
Like, okay, what's this? Then you start by buying one pack. Oh, it actually came.
Okay.
The debate was the one hitting that card lah. that EV.
The thing is, I don't even think I really hit. Like spending quite a bit of money, I don't even think I actually... Pokemon tough lah. Tough. Especially the EV set.
Because of the number of cards, or because of the like probability of hitting something.
Like, few things lah. I mean, I'm not saying that the guy that I buy from was not good, but there's like within the industry, there's a lot of things like filtered packs.
Yes.
Yeah, so always buy from someone you trust lah, I'll say. Yeah, but in general, it was a really tough set. Spent quite a bit of money on it. In the end, I had to just buy out the entire collection.
PO. Indian PO lah.
Okay. Interesting.
So from TCG, how did it evolve into sports cards? Boredom again. Bored of TCG. Fuck, this one too easy already.
Well, I think I also knew Ice back then, right? Then I won't say Ice brought me to sports, but I started to see him buy a lot.
Yeah.
Then I also started with Artemis, right? With Tommy. So I think Tommy was selling my first ever product. I was like, just go and buy one hobby box, man. Okay, I go and buy one hobby box. Donruss hobby. I think quite tall. I remember.
Just like all hobby boxes.
Just like all number of gens on numbers.
It wasn't that bad lah. Actually, looking back, if I just sold the card back then, I think it was okay.
Yeah.
It was a KDB to 25.
That's
Beautiful
decent.
game. Actually decent for
That's
the first
decent
one.
for first card.
Yeah. Then after you continue buying, then you start getting weird people out of Donruss, man.
So, I mean, it seems that a lot of people, even our previous episode with Dato, a lot of people had their start with Artemis.
Yes.
Right? And it's probably, and all of it is always on TikTok. You're scrolling.
Yep.
My start wasn't with Artemis, but I've always known, Artemis. I've always seen you and Ice always, buy, at that period of time also. Tell me more about that period of time, when you were, buying at Artemis, and what happened, why did it stop also in the end?
Okay. I think even before that, maybe a little bit more into history.
Yep.
So back as a kid already, I was collecting.
Okay.
So I was already collecting a lot of Pokemon and then Yu-Gi-Oh! As well as wrestling cards. Raw Deal, man. Shit, man. I had so many Raw Deal sets.
Interesting.
Yeah. Then I still remember the time when I traded a Charizard for a rock bottom.
Trade your Charizard for a rock bottom.
Yeah, now if you look back, that Charizard is probably worth few thousand times more than that rock bottom. Okay?
You cannot rock bottom.
Wow. Okay. What's the value exchange here? Like,
No, back then it's a big deal to have like
rock and stuff.
Yeah, back then WWE wrestling cards were the bomb, and you can compete in the competitions and everything.
I think the sign of the times, you would have never known to see that Charizard would actually been that much money.
No one
eventually.
knew.
No one knew, huh?
No, the thing is, back then when we buy from all the mama shops, all those kinds, like World of JJ, all those WWE packs were more expensive than the Pokemon packs. Actually, yeah. Then they had like God packs also in the
Interesting.
So as a kid, I was already collecting, but it's not like I had a lot of disposable income as well.
Yeah, that's true.
So when this came back and you rediscover it, then I'll say like, it's so many times I feel it's like many of us who buy in are fulfilling a bit of our childhood, which we were not
definitely.
able to.
Yep. Things that you can afford last time, now
afford
you
back
can suddenly
then.
afford it.
Agreed. Interesting. So,
Back to your question.
Yeah.
Right. How did it continue with Artemis, and then and why did it stop, right? Yeah. So I think largely I think after the exposure, yes, I did buy quite a bit from Artemis.
Yep.
But definitely not in the extent of how Ice buys.
Yeah,
I'll say. So I think probably bought in for about 6 months to a year or so, right? Then I think eventually something clicked, because I think back then when sports just started in Singapore on the TikTok scene, Artemis was probably the only platform that
agreed.
was readily available on
TikTok.
Yeah, online, basically on the mobile phone.
Yep.
Right. It's not that we did not explore, or myself or many people did not explore going out to buy in physical stores, like whoever 1C or whoever that may be, right? It's just that it's the convenience, the ability for it, because we're living in a world where everyone's busy, time is limited. Right?
Exactly.
If there is a convenience of you just buying it post work on the train, coming back home, I think
Why not?
There's a lot of and the outreach is much more convenient, right? I can't after work go to a hobby store when it's closed already at 9 p.m.
Correct.
When let's say these TikTok shops are still online all the way until 2, 3 a.m., right?
Yep.
Yeah. Then so the thrill of the chase was also a part of it. So I think we also gradually grow throughout your hobby or collecting hobby as well, right? So being excited about the chase, the thrill of opening wax, then there was a point, I guess, if we're about to reach, was also why the question that you were talking about, like why did we stop buying from Artemis, right? So I think we were eventually exposed to more online platforms as well.
Yes.
Right. So as more...
Was that the Whatnot Discovery and stuff?
Yes, Whatnot was one of them, right? But also the prevalence of other platforms, right? So once, or rather competitors on the TikTok scene as well, you start seeing other
breakers coming
streamers, other breakers.
Wezuto.
Yeah, Wezuto was one of my favorite streamer.
Yeah.
Miss him.
Yeah. The only stream you can go and hear the word CCB more than 17 times in 1 minute.
This guy, he will buy stock. Suddenly need money, then he'll sell at 50%.
How many closing down sale you have? I don't know. More
but I
than...
still told, no.
Ma always
That's the best. That's the best.
Yeah.
Okay lah, but he's really a very nice guy.
Yeah.
My Lionel Messi stained glass is actually from him.
No, nice. But yeah, so prevalence of new platforms and everything. I mean, I think we all went through it. I mean, whatever you're going through also, partly I went through. I mean, I didn't buy as much as probably you guys did, or even as long. But I also, was an avid supporter of Artemis for for a good time also. But yeah, I mean, it came to a point where, we realized that, wow, there's so many other things out there. And I mean, just being also like the prices were...
I think that's the main point.
Yeah.
So you also started to come to a realization, understanding how the hobby worked and how they should be priced. And then there were, I don't know, till this date, whether miscommunication or whether animosity, I don't know how you call it, right? I mean, I don't have any hate against whoever that's working in the Artemis crew, right? But I think the way that some of them, how they maybe even they chose to handle it could be very different, right? I usually try to come in peace.
Yeah, exactly.
In general, I'm like the chillest of all. I feel like everything has some proper way of resolution without tearing and burning down bridges, right? But when they chose that route, then there's nothing much to do, right? So I was like, even when they so expensive, I was like, you as a consumer, you have that choice to make that purchase, right?
Exactly.
Willing buyer, willing seller.
Exactly. So,
Exactly.
were you unhappy that they're so expensive? I was lah, because I didn't have any other options. But once the options came out, then
you choose
I
another route.
I also stopped buying as much. It was right. The funny fact was, right until the day that they so-called banned me from the Telegram group, right?
The three of us.
I think 2 or 3 weeks before that, I was still buying from them.
Yeah.
In all honesty, I was still buying. But for me, it's like, I feel that it's a valuable sport.
Yes, the sports.
Then I was still buying. So for me, it's like, do your own homework lah.
That was a Mao Nusa chase.
Well, I think
cherry.
Basket, people open up the break only, right? That brooch, right, will never be available.
but that one too.
I know, but then sometimes I just want to buy so that I can disturb him, right? In case I hit the one of one. Sekali, cannot even know. The thing come out, the whole list are empty one.
Did you ever get a Nusa Auto? No, right?
Didn't.
So the only person that still had Nusa is still Cheng Wei.
I got out of 3 out of 5, but never got the
auto. Yeah, because the auto is very rare. Only
in the Merlin.
The Merlin.
So
one.
who has it?
Cheng Wei has it.
He still refused to sell me. I think.
Till this day, Cheng Wei. This was from Hobby Night 1, right? We coming to Hobby Night 3.
I don't know whether he still has it actually. Maybe he sold
he has
it.
it.
He should keep for you.
No,
Right?
he keep one.
He's just waiting.
Bro, he has a Isak to 3 also. He keep. He said, I will one
He know
day.
who wants what, and he will know when to cash it out.
Yeah. No, but I think I also speak on it a little bit because it was just the 3 of us. Right? It was the 3 of us, like me, you, and Ice that got banned. I think, I mean, the handling part, and I was a lot more vocal, I guess. You were more chill, but I think me and Ice were a little bit more vocal. And I mean, this is in the past also, but we can just speak. I mean, at that point of time, I think we also felt that we had a responsibility to tell people. I think they were not happy that we were actually, trying to show people the light lah, in some ways, right? I mean, yes, willing buyer, willing seller. But one thing that's important is that sometimes there's not informed buyers.
Exactly.
Right? And it's part of it's also, I feel,
doing right by for the community.
For the community, right? We got to do right to actually inform them. If we inform, they still buy, that's their prerogative.
Yeah.
Correct.
But you cannot stop us from informing. So I think that's where I find that, at that point of time at least, it was unfair lah, because all we did was inform, but they took it in a way where it was,
going against the grain.
Going against the grain.
I actually felt like they really had the best platform to build the hobby. In all honesty, right? Because I don't know how good their SEO is or how much they pay TikTok for like their views and everything. But generally speaking, from what I've seen, most people who first join the hobby in Singapore will largely come from Artemis, right? Yeah. So they really had the best platform to build on it. I mean,
didn't capitalize that well.
Not say capitalize. Did they capitalize on it? I think
they
did.
They definitely did capitalize on it.
The thing is, could they have built something greater within the scene? I think they could have been a part of that.
Yeah. I mean, like
that's how this was formed.
Yeah. I always tell Baba, the only reason why this Kick Unity was always because of, and it's funny, is like, I just got a reminder, it's been roughly about a year since that whole thing happened.
So Kick Unity is about 1 year old.
About 1 year old. And it's pretty crazy like how far we've come in many ways. I mean, there's so many things that's happened across the year.
Drama.
That's
The recent one.
Wow, that one.
bro, not recent. Every few weeks have one. It's just how it is.
No, but the recent one was the most chill one between me and him.
Okay.
Usually we'll be like either me fighting him or him fighting me about who's right and who's wrong. This one we just like, what the hell is this? Ha 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 ha. That's the WhatsApp chat between the two of us. But then we still use WhatsApp.
Yeah.
We don't use Tele.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, so I think let's move on after that, right? I mean, then we all got open to the world of whatnot. And that's
That's the beginning of another end.
But I think for you especially, I mean, there've been so much there've been lowlights, but just really, really some big highlights for you. I mean, tell us a little bit about your journey, with all the overseas
world of
breakers
whatnot.
and how that's really affected your collecting in many ways.
Yeah, so I think in the world of whatnot, right? It's a wide world, man.
Yes.
So there's, we don't even talk about collectibles. There's many other things. People
Yes.
sell appliances,
Shoes.
I bought the weirdest stuff.
Oh,
from
you
there.
really? Yeah, I didn't know that.
No, but shoes, all those, I think you have to also bear in mind. Some might not be the real stuff, so also take care. But I think I started on whatnot also. We were still on the wax.
Yeah,
era
etc. Yes.
Before the repacks.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So same thing, we started to know the breakers, we calculated the spot prices.
Yes.
And then we look, hey, how come their cost add together versus whoever XX cost add together, and whatnot has a tax of 18 to 18%, like 13
Back then
to
was 16.90.
And they are still cheaper.
and somehow they are still cheaper.
And not even like a lot significant
It's about
cheaper.
like
Yeah.
30% cheaper
Yeah.
post that.
Post the 18%.
So I think kind of thankful also we know Wei Zhu Tou and everything.
Yeah.
He also took stock like,
From
sometimes directly from whatnot sellers,
Wow.
or
Okay.
sometimes from whatever sources that he has,
Yes,
right? And we also knew what the cost of these products were. Like
Understand.
definitely there's of course MSRP and everything, but then from distro you usually can take like 20% lower and things like that. So we also understood like how much people were making. And then of course we started to break a lot of spots, right? So I think before maybe Artemis, whatever they were doing, we also learned a lot more on the whatnot platform. You could start doing like pick your player spots and everything.
PYT,
Yeah.
PYP and all stuff.
So myself, even Wei Zhu Tou was breaking a lot on whatnot. Then I think Coach Donut as well.
Yes.
Yeah, he was also, I think during that period about 1 year ago, was also very heavy, especially chasing the last year's top scorer.
Yeah, like all the jutes, yeah. But I like the fact though, like, I mean, you kind of made it into a science. And I think I learned this a lot from Ice also himself. Like he always kind of he would advise, I'm sure whatever advice he gave me, he probably also gave you like choosing the right spots, identifying the price per spot and then also the value that you get from the spot.
Correct.
And then also negotiating with the whatnot, that one, I know he'll work like he even like he'll say that, create credit terms, like make sure that you pay a lot of money up front, so that they will give you all the spots first before anyone gets
Priority,
it. Yeah, stuff like that. I mean, those are the little nuances that I think people really don't see. The science of basically, getting the most value. Because I think when back in those days, breaking wax, now it's even worse. But back in those days, breaking wax, I think you guys were probably one of the few people that technically don't in the grand scheme of things, maybe there is still, you might still go under, but I've seen like you guys hit really good spots because you're always getting the right player spots at the right price. Do you see that? I mean, how?
So understanding the comps as well is important, right? So I think a very huge part of the hobby is also about selling, right? So if it's not just about hitting good cards, and it's also about the ability of selling
liquidation.
them. Liquidation, because there's only that many cards that you can have and you want, especially if you want to be long in the hobby, right?
Yes.
Eventually your collection will grow. There needs to be a time when you need to liquidate your cards.
Yes.
And understanding when to liquidate cards, when not to liquidate cards as well, that's a very important skill that you have to learn. Because I think we also learned it. I mean, I also learned throughout the years as well. Even right now, I'm learning as well.
Yeah.
I bought a lot of Julian Alvarez's, but his price went down after he left City, right? Then didn't do as well. So many different things that you would also, I would say, like learn throughout the process. So it takes losing to also know how.
And it's also not technically something that within your control.
Exactly.
Like the Alvarez is a perfect example. Mudryk is another perfect example. Even Enzo Fernandez. I remember I sold an Enzo Fernandez color match for trade value of about 360 SGD.
Yeah.
I still
Now,
have that card.
I sold a
Now he's like, I think he's probably like worth like 40, 50 bucks, max.
Probably
I sold
lesser.
Yeah.
Mudryk rookie ticket to 10. $400. That Chronicles kit, remember?
Yeah.
Now probably 150.
150 only,
max.
yeah. I mean, that's the I guess that's the nature of, I guess, the cards in general. I mean, it's a bit like your stock market. You got to know
When to
pick your
sell, when to
bets.
buy.
Yeah, pick your bets. Know when to sell, know when to buy. I think the thing about wax, for example, right? And for me, I break wax also, but I'm also understanding that wax, I do it for fun.
Yeah.
It's not for value because the value is more or less usually not there.
So,
yeah.
if you see me today already, I say I'm anti-wax in the
exactly.
Telegram group, right? So,
Yeah.
I'm not saying like I'm anti-wax. So, when a product releases, I will also still buy a box,
Yeah.
a few packs. If I need to, I buy 2 boxes.
Yes,
right?
yes.
But like I said, it's about understanding that product,
Yes.
right?
yeah.
And also, we can't deny the fact that we love gambling, we love the chase, right?
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
It's the
We
thrill of the
don't
chase.
know what's behind that pack. So
Yes.
usually what I'll say is like, if it's a new product, just buy 1 box, right? If you really have an itch,
Yeah,
just buy 1
exactly.
box.
Yeah, no
You
harm.
never know what you might hit,
Yes,
right?
yes.
But if you want to some of us will do. I'm not saying everyone does it, right? If it's just a side hobby that you visit once a month, fine, right?
Yeah.
But if you want to consistently always be ripping something,
Yeah.
then don't keep ripping wax all the time.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
gonna go broke doing
Yeah,
that. That's what I'll tell
exactly.
you, right? So if someone like myself or like Ice who wants to like rip something, which is why I emphasize that repacks are really the way to go, right?
Yeah.
You can more or less buy out entire repack and you wouldn't make that much of a loss. You'll be able to get back minimally. I would say if you buy my repacks, confirm you'll get back your value.
Yeah.
But of course, there's a selling cost
Yes.
involved, right? So if we put in selling cost 20%, definitely you get back 80%.
Yeah.
And if you've seen whatever Grant has done,
Yes.
he has done, can you
Yeah.
win how many times?
Yes.
So at a discount of 50%
Yeah.
and only 5 out of 100 plus wins, right? So, which is why we say, if you want to do wax, there's a tree of chase. I do believe there's an upside. I also participate in
Yeah.
wax breaks.
So,
right?
I mean, I was just about to go there. I mean, your biggest card was from a wax break, dude.
Exactly. Right.
Was that the Wemby?
Yeah. Talk a little bit about that, though. I mean, that's probably, that's to me one of the craziest like pull you could ever had, man. Ever have.
I think till date, that is still probably the biggest card that I put. Right. So,
What happened? Like maybe kind of recount back
Revisit
the day,
that-
revisit
that
that moment.
day.
so
And why you even wanted to even break that wax, though?
no, I didn't buy the box. It was out of a spot.
Ah.
So I was buying into a repack break. Then in the repack, they had 1 box of H2 Select.
Ah.
So it was there. Then
okay. And you got the Spurs spot.
I got
lah.
a Spurs spot. But I wasn't hoping much for that.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy.
It's just 1 box.
Yeah.
They only had like 6 packs, 5
Yeah.
packs. Then of course you hope to get like some Wemby silver or color inside, right?
Yep.
Because I think during that period it was actually quite hot. But surprising, I bought a few spots, like maybe Spurs and some other spots. Didn't hit anything. But then once he opened up that, I actually opened up the wax first.
Okay.
Then when he opened it up, I was like, oh shit. And that was, I think, product launch like what? 3 days, 4 days?
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was probably the first or second Go Wemby courtside that I've seen, although it's a disco, of course.
What's the value like at that point? Like,
I think there was 1 card that was last sold. It wasn't the disco, but it was also a variation. I think it was a Gold Flash. It was sold for 14,000
USD.
USD. Raw. So I was admittedly a bit greedy. There was someone on stream who wanted to just offer me 14K cash or trade value
Wow.
on stream. I should have taken it back then. Like on hindsight, of course, hindsight, then I should have
rush.
taken it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So as you know, cards takes time to ship over.
Yes, especially this kind of
no, not especially, but even on whatnot, even if they were to
Oh,
let's say
express.
rate back and express across to you, it will still take
3 to
how
5
many?
days.
I think about a week still, about 3 to 5, depending on. I think they do in batches at least or whatnot,
That's
right?
true.
For what do you call it? Backyard.
Yeah.
For other streams, even slower actually.
Yes.
So whatnot is one of the fastest really. So when there's a big cut, they would actually express it, insure and ship it across to you. So
Wow.
they're really one of the best in the service. But even for me, it took quite a while. It took like a week. After it came to me a week, thankfully with SEC, they were doing not SEC, Concept. They were basically doing
Batch grading.
on-site grading
On-site,
In China. I remember in China.
But still I had to wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, so even though it took probably the entire process from when I pull to when I grade and then when I lease to sell it, right?
Month?
Almost a month already.
What?
Yeah, which then was
Price also.
kind
How
of
long
a
do
risk.
you even get to hold it in your hand, man?
Actually, not much. When I got it, I probably kept it for 2 or 3 days and it went off to
China.
China already.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, to Concept.
And it was a PSA 10?
Yeah, it came back as a PSA then. So, yeah,
But why do you say you wish you would have taken the 14K cash?
eventually, I was deciding whether to put it on Godin or put it on SCC, on eBay. Then I saw, hey shit, there was another pop that was already on Godin already. Was ending in like, cause it took so long for
Yeah.
For
my
them to
card to
ship it
came.
over,
But then the guy in States, you could just express it and
Yes,
get it back in
exactly,
3 days and then he
That's one of the things that being where we are, right? Like people have to ship 5 days. Over there, everything is just literally like immediate because they're at. Yeah.
So a few things I learned also is like product launch, if someone gives you a ridiculous price,
Just
maybe
take,
just take it. Yeah.
But in the end, what do you get for it?
So
roughly?
I listed it on eBay. So I purposely asked Bunyang, hey, just end the auction right before the auction. So you don't take theirs as a
Okay,
reference.
understand.
And mine was also number match.
Understand.
I think 1 to 10.
Nice.
So Wemby is number 1, right? So sold it for 14.4 on SCC. Unfortunately, it wasn't paid.
Okay.
Then it was through Alex, right, who had a friend in the US who was interested in the card. So I got 10K cash US for it.
Okay, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'll
it's
take
still
it,
10K cash USD, bro.
No, you hit it so high, then after that, not paid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Rule of the game.
Yeah.
it's part of the game.
Part of the game.
Part of the game.
Part of the game.
I mean, okay, that's something that I always like tell about, right? Sometimes getting big cards also scary. Because, like, you know, whether we
Like
can
the Messi,
move the cards, yeah.
Yeah, so one thing I learned also is about throughout the hobby also is what's important is you must know what cards you must have an emotional attachment to
Yeah.
and what cards you should not have,
Yes, definitely.
right? So then you would not, be so heart pain to either let go of the card.
Yes, that's true.
Right, so you may be able to make a rational decision to sell it
Agree.
at the right timing.
Agreed.
If not, some cards are just gonna hold forever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Think just like the Darwin Nunes manga. I sold it because I didn't have money. Then I go and buy one TPC repack. I get back my own manga. And like, yes, got it back. It came home.
No lah, but for me, I've that's one of the biggest thing I've learned. You know, like the ability to liquidate, and there are a lot of different ways to liquidate. Whether you do your repacks, whether you actually put it in SCC. I'm very lucky. My PC is Newcastle. My cards are not that expensive compared to a lot of other people's cards. So my 1/1s, my 2/10s, my 2/5s are all very much affordable. And everything else is always who's the highest bidder, how fast I can
Correct.
kind of move it.
That's how fast.
Yeah. Cool.
But you were saying about backyard breaks.
Yes.
So how do you discover and I think verify backyard breaks as the best?
So initially, I think everyone will be skeptical about repack bricks.
Yep.
Like in all honesty,
Due to experience or?
even I do my own repacks. I also believe that people will be skeptical about my repacks.
Yeah, of course,
Like,
yeah.
confirm 100%. They'll be like, even I think especially in Singapore, people think, this guy just want to scam do repacks. But unfortunately, there are some bad eggs in the game
Oh yeah,
who are
definitely.
usually
Yeah.
responsible for this kind of behavior, right? So I also had to observe. I suddenly saw eyes hooked onto it. It's like, why you want to keep buying repacks? If you really want the card, why not just buy
buy it
off
off,
eBay,
single,
right? Singles is the same. Because you will not be able to. They do declare a ceiling of, let's say, like say if Nebula 7K, 8K, right, maximum, you'll probably hit that range. I was like, you won't hit a Messi 1/1. Why not chase that instead? then I didn't see the value back then, lah, of course. But then I continued to buy and I started to see, hey, shit, this guy is printing money, man.
Upside, is the upside.
There is definitely an upside. You start to calculate like the breaks. So they price their stuff very transparently, which is important, right? This kryptonite box, 250 US, you start seeing what comes out of the box. There was a period where the box wasn't that great, but then recently what I've seen is minimally the cards, $200 US each card. They need to pay tax on it or whatever, right? But sometimes I see 400-500 coming out of kryptonites, and it's not like a case hit or whatsoever, even though the cost is 250. So also you start calculating the case breaks, right? You add up all roughly the cards. Sometimes under, but more than often I'll say like it's a relatively fair value.
Understand.
Yeah. And it is somewhat like a educated gambling also. You get what I'm trying to say? You also need to know and understand how the industry works. What type of cards they buy, what card is in abundance.
I remember say when they buy also. When the release of certain things happen. Yeah.
So one very practical example, let's say about 3 months back, when Wemby was just launched, right? There was none of the cards in its market. You shouldn't buy all his spots. His cards from prison just came out. People haven't graded.
Yes,
right?
yes.
And the prices are not stable.
Yes.
But after that, say like 1 month later, you start to see so many Wembanyamas inside the repacks. You start to see so many CJ Strauss in the repacks.
Yep.
So understanding the chase for these packs, which will give you the upside, then it's like educated gambling in a sense, right? So
it's your age, it's a bit of your age.
You calculated it because you already know what's coming out and
Yes.
what should be inside the repacks.
Yeah. And also, I'm not saying I know how to run backyard or a repack business, but when you buy something, you don't just you cannot manage to buy all the teams. You guys do repacks in TPC also, right? Like let's say there's 30 teams. It's impossible for you to get all the teams and put it in a repack evenly where every spot can hit. Let's be absolutely honest. There's gonna be more Man City cards than I don't know, AC Milan or Inter.
Go back to basketball, like Lakers is a spot that you get more cards compared to other teams, right? Because there's just more options available.
So in that very same vein, understanding when, let's say, Bengals have been hitting for the past 1 or 2 days, they could have bought out an entire Joe Burrow collection.
Exactly.
Right? And you will start to see more of them. You start to see a lot of Yankees. They could have bought out these guys' entire collection.
Aaron Judge or something like that,
So I've seen a lot of that happen, knowing, and of course you spend a lot of time watching and start to
understand the patterns.
Understand the pattern, not be tempted to buy, understand the pattern, then only go when you feel like going. So same thing like miscellaneous. Here's a tip for you guys who are keen on buying backyard, right? So same thing. So today's break, 5 Mbappes in one break of 20 boxes. 5 Mbappe rookies, right?
What?
And the spot went for 300 plus US. I missed the spot. 300 plus US. So 5 Mbappes plus 1 UFC and 1 more, I don't know what else. So
what the hell?
The guy was paid maybe like 300 US. He probably made like 1,200 maybe easy.
Times 4.
So it's about also knowing
when to do it, when not to do it. But the urge is there.
The temptation of whatnot is
the bloody
crazy.
fucking
the
thing
swipe,
about this. There's the bloody stupid button.
The slider.
I thank fucking God that TikTok don't have that kind of shit.
You will know. I won't be surprised TikTok suddenly. That is probably one of the most, like if you talk about UX, UI kind of like thing, smartest thing ever.
No, I think it'll be tough because the beauty of whatnot is they have like terms of use. It states that you must be minimally of certain age.
I
think like 13 years old and must be under the supervision of an adult of at least 18. TikTok is family friendly. So it's kind of like anti-gambling TikTok. So I think still a bit tougher, at least minimally, to enter the Singapore market. But I wish there was, man. I can tell you, imagine
Australia come out already, bro.
TikTok like that.
Why not? Australia is out already. Right?
No, the thing is, if you are able to sell like that on stream, damn, man.
Yeah. Easy, right? For you. Hey,
not
for all
easy.
of us, bro.
It's just in general for users to like make a purchase.
I saw that in
but who takes care of the shipping? Why not
handle?
Right.
TikTok also handle their shipping. Right?
Fulfillment
they do. Yeah.
I mean, if eventually Whatnot comes to Singapore, somebody buys.
I don't think
from
Whatnot can ever come to Singapore.
A bit tough because
Yeah.
it's bordering around the gambling rules.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can understand why. But
Yeah. Well, I mean now, what are you currently like? I mean, we know that I know for a fact that you have a lot of cards, right? So like, I mean, what's your goal now? Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure they're all not your
His goal is to make sure his wife don't make noise because of the cards.
I think they'll make noise already. It's like,
later my wife see this podcast, jalan.
but she knows, but I'm sure she sees it.
She knows lah.
Yeah.
So I think what's my goal lah? I mean, at the end of the day, it is a hobby. Just do what you enjoy, right? What makes you happy. But I'll say I'm also taking a break from it. I have so much to liquidate right now.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Right. Then what's my collection goals?
Yeah.
I think generally speaking, I'm trying to move to largely on-card autos.
Okay.
Yeah. Like the actual on-card autos are not like, the
Sticker kind of.
No, the fan sign on those yeah. I don't want to move as in like an actual official card lah.
Oh, okay.
So like the PSG
Flawless,
set,
yeah.
that kind of thing.
Like
I bought
the
a
old
few-
school flawless.
Yes.
Right? As opposed to Steph Curry helmet sign.
Yeah.
Yeah. So generally speaking,
There's stuff though.
yeah, still some I want to collect like one of each Messi's auto from each kit,
Wow.
one of CR7 of each kit,
Nice.
right? Largely the grades lah. Then Arsenal is always like a work in progress to collect all the gold out of
gold
10s for
power.
each prism
Yeah.
year. A bit tough lah, honestly speaking, but always slow lah. If the opportunity comes, price is right, then I buy.
Yeah, okay.
If not, I won't force myself to buy. Also, like sometimes people put me $500. I'm not gonna buy it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Correct.
Yeah. Then like won't be held ransom lah, right? So
How about Mao repacks? Are we gonna get more of that?
I have a lot to do repacks,
Yeah.
but I also more or less I don't want to push out so many also. I was also trying to read and see, roughly are people buying into it? What's the liquidity also around the market right now? Whether people are also interested in that lah. I do have a lot. So I'm also experimenting. I think the last few times I did soccer mainly.
Yep.
Then there were a lot of requests to do NBA and even NFL, right? So I did a couple. Then there were some that were a bit tougher to break, although eventually managed to fill,
Yeah.
right? So we'll see. But largely I see, at least for the soccer format, at least like selling by the boxes work lah.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about Singapore especially, I think is because I kind of go back into the vision of Kick Unity. I realized that the collection, the reason why people collect is because of the love of the sport, right? And I think there's still more people who are in love with soccer, football, than American football and NBA.
Yep.
So because of that natural connection, you're always going to see more people buying. Like I've seen a lot of people like for me, I'm like you. I enjoy all three sports, even Baba also. I mean, I'm learning baseball from Baba. I learned baseball from Baba. I'm starting to learn baseball also. But I've always been very much in tune with American sports. But not a lot of people are in Singapore. If I'm being honest, they still want the Messi, they still want the CR7.
I actually think it's growing.
It is definitely growing. Definitely, there's more knowledge that's coming, and it's from cards. That's the best part.
I think some from cards. I have friends, like close friends from university. They do watch a lot. They gamble a lot also.
Okay.
But not into cards. At least I think it's not something that is closely emotionally tied to them. Like they might, but some of them I see them at least delving into Pokemon. So I think it comes in stages.
Yes, exactly.
Right? So
Those guys are gonna come soon. Once they reach Pokemon already, the pump slowly will start moving.
They'll be there soon.
Yeah, they'll be there soon.
See you at the day.
And they'll be like, hey Mao, I just got this card. Bro, I've seen so many like big Pokemon guys that are already starting to buy. Pongo Pools. What's the guy? The one that bought the Beckham from Matt. He's a very ATP collector.
Yeah.
Right? He's also starting to dabble into a lot of soccer
one
football
of
cards.
the main reasons why I also moved from Pokemon across to sports also is the unfortunate crash of the market.
Yeah, that's true.
For a while.
Yes.
So you started to also understand the importance of serialization of cards.
Yes.
Importance of maybe, or rather the significance of some cards in the hobby. So like LeBron James tribute dunk for Kobe, right? And then also understanding a little bit more around like rookies, right? And how how they generally are also always considered like the gold standard of
Yep,
each,
exactly.
each card's price. But one thing that really fazed me a lot was also the prospecting, lah, right? that
Yeah,
comes
that's
with
fun.
sports.
That's the fun part.
Yeah.
So
So
both the wins and the losses.
yeah, of course there's wins and losses, but in soccer,
Yeah.
fair. I actually I would like to say more than often usually toh lah.
More than-
but you also learn, right? You
Yeah,
also learn.
exactly. I mean, for every Cole Palmer, there's probably 5 Nusas.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And even for Cole Palmer,
It's also not that big.
there's an interesting. I mean, just sharing, right?
Yeah.
So interesting, right? Like trend that I've noted is that his rookies, while it has moved up, it is not the gold standard as to what you think like maybe American sports will do.
Yes.
So the fact was because he moved clubs.
Yes.
So he moved to Chelsea, and for
Man City kid.
Man
Yeah.
City, in Man City kids. For soccer, for some weird reason, but I also feel the same. If Declan Rice is in a West Ham jersey, even though it's
You wouldn't want to buy that.
not say wouldn't want to buy, I'll be less inclined.
Yeah,
to
less
buy.
inclined.
I would be willing to pay more
Yeah.
for Arsenal goal out of 10 than a Declan Rice rookie out of 10.
I mean, some people will still want the collection, but you're
Yes.
right. I mean, in terms of priority, they go after the.
It depends
the
on
one
what their PC is.
So
lah.
like for me also, like for me Tonali, right? Like for me, my significant Tonali card is the summer signings because it's his first Newcastle card it's cut in a Newcastle kit from Tops. So I collect that. I try to get the lowest number possible from that. Him and Harvey Barnes, but his real rookie is actually like in Pressure, which I also have, but it's not as important as that card. Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah.
So I think a few things I've learned also is probably because there's so many football clubs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So of course, if you're in a high demand club, for example, like Arsenal, Man U, or whatever, naturally the cards are going to be more expensive.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. But let's say Brescia. Those
Yeah.
Brescia rookie are going to be so cheap, right?
Yes.
Which is why if we were to look at the American sports, it's only 30 teams. And the
Yes.
market is huge.
Yes.
Right. So that's why keeping the rookies for those, I wouldn't say that there's no animosity, but the animosity is a bit more specific.
Yeah, exactly.
So like maybe Celtic versus
Lakers.
Lakers, right? So if a player from there cross over there,
Which is very rare.
Yeah,
Actually.
very rare.
Mm.
And I think one also like the quarterbacks, the big players. I mean the exception of maybe LeBron James, but a lot of them actually stay in the club for quite some time. I mean, Jordan rookies.
you
rookie one-
rarely see people
Yes.
transferring after every 1 year doing
Yeah.
loans. There's no like loans, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that one is either trade or
Usually
you stay
trade,
with trade. Lah.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't have loans.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
what
yeah.
Mao says. They
Yeah,
don't have
yeah.
loan spells. Whatever sport, baseball,
Yeah.
NFL, basketball.
Yeah.
I want to ask you one question though. How many cards do you actually have in your collection right now? If you
Maybe
to put
you can count.
if you put a number to it, rough,
Like collection, like PC or like
No,
total
everything,
cards.
whatever that's in your
is
house
on the
right now, and in your
floor, at
warehouse,
the box,
and
and
in
the
your
side.
warehouse. I know you have a warehouse also.
No, it cannot be calculated really.
But rough idea.
You think you got 2K cards? More.
Oh, rough.
I just throw a number 2K, you already
Yeah,
laugh.
rough
Means you
number.
know it's more already.
Confirm more.
10? 10K?
I really can't put a number to it, bro. How do I put a number to it? Like, I have like briefcases all of cards. Then Pokemon in binders, all you don't calculate, right? Then I have boxes of sealed wax all inside. How do you count?
Okay, seems like how many you have? Like hundreds? Thousands? Hundreds, lah.
Like cases,
Ah.
cases not hundreds lah. Maybe 50. Yeah.
Maybe 50.
No, then
Cases, no, bro.
Then
not boxes, no. Cases.
my storeroom got like all the old Pokemon, all the ETB, all the collection.
Ah.
Oh,
But
so you
soccer-
still keep the wax for the old Pokemon because
I
of the
still keep
price.
like,
Because you cannot move?
Not that the price though is. I feel like I spent quite a bit of money on it, right? I don't think I lost money actually on sealed.
I can imagine.
So all the
sealed
sealed
got
old
value,
Pokemon,
yeah.
all the XY
Yeah.
types,
Yeah.
I bought them on the cheap lah. So not say on the cheap, but
So,
like
wait, so you're
reasonable.
saying you have roughly about 50 cases of Pokemon wax.
Pokemon only.
You don't keep any soccer wax?
soccer wax I don't keep.
Okay. Or basketball or you
No
don't?
sports wax.
And then you think that is more than 10,000 cards?
Like singles
Singles?
more. Really, I
More than 10,000 cards and 50 cases of wax. Guys.
yeah.
I am
Speechless. Baba speechless already.
no, it's not speechless. How would his wife not get angry?
I think she's actually quite angry, but I think she's
No,
seen...
but I think
She knows lah.
No,
No,
I think
no.
eventually she saw that I sell.
yes.
Yeah, then I also like told her,
Liquidate,
I
and
went
then-
to KL.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I told her I only
How
sold.
was KL by the way for
KL
you?
It was quite okay. I think quite eye opener, and I did quite decent sales. I was telling her day to day I update her on the sales, right? Because like she was actually quite worried. No, she was like,
Really?
what if your guy friends go there want to do dirty stuff?
Aiyo.
I told her, if they do that, I don't do lah, right? But of course, I know that she trusts me because she knows that I'm going with all the young kids,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
those who will do all this stuff. Then I was like, no, I won't do it. But not that any one of them did it.
Yeah.
I don't know whether some people did, but I wouldn't be aware, right? But yeah, I update her on all the all the
Sales
sales. I told her when I came back, I was like, I sold roughly about 17K in Sing
Card,
dollars cards. I tell you, guess how many cards I sell? Less than 20.
It's all the
Because
big
I
ones
value-
lah.
I only generally brought
But you
like,
don't have Jengs, are you?
I still have.
Oh, you still
I
keep
still have. So I actually have getting help of some people to actually sell. I saw the prices quite legit. No, I gave one small stack of Jenks, just like that. Like one ETB, you know, like Pokemon, the
Yeah.
ETB, right? I gave that stack to who's that? Kitson.
Kitson, yes.
He helped me list on SCC one by one. He sold about 200 plus Sing Jenks.
Not bad.
For Pokemon.
For
No,
Jenks.
Soccer.
Soccer.
Wow.
Soccer lots. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not bad.
I have boxes.
I can imagine. I can imagine.
All
I
with
know,
two toe.
Yeah. All your Wezu toe.
So I literally take boxes back from
I
Wizu
know,
of Jenks. Yeah. So I have some with SEC also,
Yeah.
but then they don't have time to list Jenks lah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not very difficult already.
Yeah.
No, like actually now Jengs honestly.
People always think I got specials. No,
Yeah.
no such thing.
No, but Jengs honestly SCC is the ASCS is the best.
SCS, yeah.
I also have done sell lots of it's a lot easier. But it's a bit tougher. I mean, like you say, you need people to help you. The mailing and everything and that can be a bit
Like if you want to do your repacks, then someone got to do that.
Yeah lah,
But I
exactly.
gave him a cut lah. I gave him a cut, 20%. Okay.
Okay lah, that's alright, man.
Yeah, man.
And he's selling his own cards also, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you talk about Wezuto, that's how I knew Mao, man.
Yeah, that's all how we know Mao.
No, because I won the
oh yeah,
Heartland.
yeah. Wow. No, I know them. You know, I know. You still remember when they were opening the blasters?
No, the
case-
Marine Hobby.
No, blasters.
The wheel.
No, you. I remember
Me,
Wezu.
eyes, and...
Wezuto was
we do
breaking
the
for
wheel
ice.
lah.
Yeah. Those were the days.
I think I told. I think all of us lose.
Yeah.
Me, Wezuto, Ice, and one more. Is it Sam?
Sam.
Yeah.
Usually it's Sam.
Same.
All of us. Open the case, we all lost
So far,
money.
me and Wezuto, I got luck. I win the Haaland, the triple Chelsea auto in the case.
Yeah.
Got a lot of funny things from Wezuto.
Wezuto, what? Some people
Oh,
Me,
definitely.
one of them.
Yeah.
also with, who's that?
GH,
GH,
yeah.
Messi,
No,
Kabum.
Messi Kabum.
Wow.
Messi Kabum.
Who
yeah.
said my case don't have anything? That was one of the last cases that he did, right?
Yeah.
And he told also.
I remember the Telegram $1 bit he started.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Okay, man. Hey, thank you so much, Mao, for spending the time. Very interesting conversation. Going to the mind of basically, how you think. I hope it's also educational for everyone in the KU.
Yeah, those of you trying to get into backyard.
Yeah, especially. But yeah, I mean, we have a backyard tab, man. You guys
Yeah.
want to ask questions, please do, man. I think.
Tally at Kick Unity.
Yeah.
The backyard bros.
Yeah,
You
and
enjoy?
And I hope that you do more Mao breaks. I like to support also, man. I've also
Yeah.
not always won, but when I win big. That's always the case.
That's what I'm trying to do, right? So if you hit, either you break even or you win big.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's the upside that we're all
Yeah.
chasing, right? So I can make breaks where people all get something, but then you might not get.
No, I think the balance is important.
You must have a good balance, right?
Because we've seen some breaks where the floor really is like cannot make it one.
Floor $8.
It's even if
But
let's
the
say
pack is 100.
100. Yeah, so
Don't say later off screen. I tell you guys.
but that's the thing that we need. And I tell you, it's an art, man. Because I mean, like you also. I mean, I've also done, whether it's with myself or with TPC. It's not easy, man, to kind of
To comms the whole thing.
create the quantum
Correct.
and make sure that everyone actually eventually feels that they get something.
Correct.
Yeah. But I'm also learning from you. The thing I learned, and I always tell Glenn, buy K-seats, whatever you can buy. Because K-seats always, the feel,
At least it's a KC.
yes.
At least it's a case. Even if you say it's not a good hit,
It's a case, yeah.
if it's a kaboom,
Yeah. No, not Kabul. Even Night Moves. Night Moves is the
Night
perfect
Moves.
example. Landmarks and all. Those are good cases.
Because you see some of these case hits, people see as, I have to buy an entire case.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Then, although, let's say you can buy it off eBay, but then you pay, $20 in shipping?
Yes.
Right? Some people really do want that card. Then, another point in case is also they sell super well on SCS.
Yes.
So I've seen like me selling, I sold a CR74 recently in my Apex. I be honest with the guy, I told him, it's probably at about like, let's say, I think probably 90 US or something around those. He only paid 100 for the box, right? So it was a decent hit.
Isn't he? Yeah.
But then I saw it sell on SCS
100
recently, it was 100 plus.
Yeah.
I think Cheng Wei was, I don't know, it should be Cheng Wei who was selling it. Right? So they generally do sell well.
Yeah. And like you said, I mean, K-seats always, also in time also they hold value. Because especially like, like kabooms.
Not
or,
tops,
No, yeah.
Not tops.
Kabooms and all. They
Mao is
kind
very
of,
well known to be the tops king. King of tops.
no more already lah.
The way he read.
No lah, cannot, no tops. Don't say cannot lah.
Old tops, not recent tops.
No lah, but now the print run's too high lah. The print run too high.
Not
lah.
much chase. I mean, there's only Yamaha this year.
Yeah.
Kamada, I scared another Nusa.
No, I don't think Kamada will be Nusa.
Kamada seems to be like on the rise now, but then when it plummets, then we will
Depends like his hype is because he scores so many goals when he's a kid, right?
Yeah.
Right. The stupid numbers.
This year the rookies what? Yamal, Kamada, Yildiz, Gula.
This was this year, man?
This year. Yildiz still rookie. Gula and because on select all he's still rookie.
No lah, Panini lah.
Panini.
Tops, no.
Tops no. Because Yildiz got the Juventus set.
Correct.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, like I said, I've learned a lot from you personally also. So thank you so much for coming. Thank you for being a very, very important member. You are also one of our mods in KU. So yeah.
That is the end of the episode 2, unfortunately.
Yep.
We'll see you at the next episode. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, Mao.
Thank you, Mao.
Yas.
Take care.
And thank you, people inside the studio.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah. Thank you for watching today's episode.
Link in bio. Like my video. Share my video. Save my video. Peace out.
Whatever you like.